If you're considering new cabinets from one of the big box stores or other home decor retailers, be sure to ask about and have them spell out in the contract exactly what you're getting for your money. The first thing to understand is that these are not true custom cabinets because in most cases your choices are limited to preset configurations, sizes, and colors. Width options are typically restricted to increments of 3 inches. For example, 33, 36, or 39 inches wide, forcing you to use wood filler strips to close up any gaps in your cabinet layout. Materials and construction methods are big factors determining long-term structural integrity, or how well a cabinet holds up over time. This is important because the cabinet must be strong enough to support its own weight plus the weight of its contents. In this example, the cabinet face frame is made from attractive and durable hardwood, but the box itself is built of particle board covered with a decorative contact paper. Here we can see how this very thin fiberboard back and pine nailer strip, secured only with glue and staples, has almost completely separated from the rest of the cabinet box. This cabinet was well on its way to falling off the wall. Since the customer had no budget for replacing the cabinet, we opted to add some reinforcing to better distribute the load at the top of the back where the cabinet attaches to the wall. I started with a 3/4 inch veneer core plywood stretcher cut to the same length as the cabinet top. Then, standing the cabinet upside down, I drove several 1 1/4 inch washer head screws through the cabinet top into this new stretcher. The washer heads give some added insurance against the screws pulling through the particle board top later on. Then we added a 1/2 inch plywood nailer, fastening it to the new stretcher with 2-inch screws, trapping the thin fiberboard back in between. We also drove a couple of 2-inch screws through each side into the 3/4 inch stretcher. The cabinet was then reinstalled with 2.5 inch screws driven through the 1/2 inch nailer as close to the top as possible. This repair completely closed the gap where the cabinet was coming apart and should hold up indefinitely, but would have been unnecessary if the manufacturer had only used better materials and joinery in the first place. See description for links to our homepage and many other DIY and home workshop topics.